Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, hi, how are you? It's Becky from Power Tools with Thread, and you are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat, and we just kind of hang out in here and visit and uh, maybe learn a little something, maybe learn a lot of something. You never know what's going to happen here. So great to see everybody here this morning. Yeah, good morning to everybody. We are due for some serious rain today. Guess there's something in the Gulf that is blowing in. It's going to like Houston and then on over into our neighborhood. So we're supposed to get some good winds and whatnot. So Keith found a lawn chair in the pool yesterday from the winds. So yeah, let me get a sip of this and then I'm going to put the lid on it. It's just a little full right now. Well, I'm glad you got up just in time, Connie. Good for you. Y'all like my shirt? This is from Sandra. She sent me a shirt. How cute, huh? I love it. Keep me focused on what I'm going to be doing. Today, I want to make the Gunny sacks. I said Gunny sacks, like those dresses from the 80s. Remember those? Gunny sack block from Lori Holt's How to Build a Scarecrow. Of course, I have everything here except the pattern. Totally had it together. Just 1 second. I can show you guys which one we're going to make. Excuse me. It's always something here in South Texas making me scratch my nose or clear my throat all the time. So this is the Gunny sack block. That's that one right there. And I did spend some considerable time yesterday going over the digitizing of the block. I say digitizing like I'm a fancy digitizer. I'm not, okay? But I went over the stitch order of the block to make sure that I want this slant on all 3 X's to go at the same time. And I want the tack down for all 3 to go at the same time. And then the placement for the other 3, and then the tack down for the other 3. So that took me a minute to figure out how to get that done. No sound, no way. Check, check. No, I've got sound. I hear it. There is sound. Yeah, there's sound. I have sound. Are y'all messing with me? That's not nice. I see sound. Okay. It's not. That's not nice. Turn your sound on. Oh my gosh. All right. So people can hear me from Orlando to California. I think I'm fine. I'm like, no way. I don't even have that thing on. Okay, I can hear you. All right. I appreciate that. There was like 4 or 5 of y'all that said no sound. That's not nice. Not even April Fool, you guys. So anyway, that's what I was trying to do. Goodness sake. And I just wanted to quickly run through and show you guys how I was going to do that. Now, I spent some time yesterday. I explained to y'all I was making a jelly roll race quilt. And that's just where you take a jelly roll and then right off the top stack, you just take the top piece and you sew them end to end, right? And you make this ginormous long strip. You make a ginormous long strip and then you take the 2 ends and sew those together, okay? And then you take those 2 ends and sew those together. And it just makes a nice lap size quilt. So I did spend some time yesterday just sewing those strips end to end and getting them, because I sewed them on a 45, so I trimmed those. Okay, YouTube is having issues. Well, oh, if I see sound, I have too much caffeine, Amy. That's funny. So I have sound indicator bars. I can see the sound. It lets me know that it's being read and it's coming through. Yeah, I can see the sound bars. How's that? Anyway, So I did that. And then I also got the black and white stripe inner border on Happy Halloween. I put that on. It's hanging over there. And I got, let's see, there's 3 in the hoop, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 9 of 14 of the outer border blocks done. You can see the design on the back. So these go to the Happy Halloween quilt. And I did shoot a video while I was stitching this to explain what I was doing and how I was doing it. So they're all trimmed up and ready to go. I've got, like I said, 9 out of 14. I needed 8, 4 for each side and 3 across the top and bottom. A little bit of math. I had to figure that out. But so hopefully today I should finish up Happy Halloween, and that's very exciting to get that done and ready for the long arm. So you need all the extra rain? Okay. Oh, I know y'all have 2 large fires in New Mexico. So Bonnie Cone, she's usually in here. I don't know if she's here this morning or not. They were actually RVing in Ruidoso, and they had to evacuate. She said she sent me pictures that scared me to death. And she said that they got their coach out to, they went to El Capitan, and then they drove back, and her husband, Ron, moved another coach out because people have them delivered because they can't drive them. So they have them delivered, and then they spend their summer vacation or whatever in them. Well, he got another one out, and then the fire department was like, you've got to go. You can't come back. So there were several coaches that didn't make it through that fire. It's terrible, just terrible. Okay, so Candace's sister left Ruidoso just as they evacuated all the residents. Yeah, they're saying that town's going to be gone. It's horrible, horrible, just terrible. Beautiful, beautiful country, and it's so, so sad. Anyway, investigation and all that, but it's just so sad. Hopefully nobody loses their life in that thing, but it's just awful. Goodness. So I did, I talk about dime print and stick target paper quite a bit, and I used them a lot yesterday with the crows, right? You saw. Well, they've come out with a new kind of print and stick target paper. And this is like a plastic. This is different. See how shiny that is? That's unusual. It used to be a matte paper feeling kind of thing, and it's not anymore. So now it's kind of plasticky. I just you know how yesterday I had it peeled up, and I guess it works. It's really sticky. It's quite sticky. So this is going to work pretty well, I hope. And there's a neat stitch in Embroidered that I used. So the stitch, look at the black stitching just inside of the oval. I'll hold it real still. See that black stitching? It just follows it around, kind of a contour. Okay. One of the stitches that you can use in Embroidered is a sashiko stitch. And sashiko is a Japanese stitch that looks like those dotted lines. That's exactly what it looks like a running stitch, but they're very perfect. They're all the same. And the people that can do that by hand are just amazing. But I chose a sashiko stitch on this. See that? So pretty close. How does that hold printer ink? Deb, it seems to be holding it just fine. I was wondering the same. I was wondering that very same thing, but it printed out and I rubbed it right away. Not rubbing off. I saw that too. I was like, but working fine. It's amazing. So how does it form the stitch? So I'm going to take you through that, Laura, and show you how I did that. You recommend I add by Becky to my shirt, Debbie? Yeah. Okay. So I have got I did it all over on my desktop. So I've got them all on a USB here, but I want to bring it up and show you what the stitch looks like or what that whole thing looks like. But we can get into that. But let's see here. I want to go out to Brother Canvas Workspace. I still have to cut my little pieces. I've got to get that done. Let me see here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. There, I know, Julianne, it's so wonderful. If a machine can do it for you, oh yeah, there's no way. I wouldn't even attempt it. I cannot do that. Okay, so here we are at Canvas Workspace, and you don't have to have a Brother machine to get into this. So if you've got another brand of embroidery machine, that's fine. And I saved the Gunny sack block, but that piece is number 63. And here is my scan, Scarecrow 60 through 63. So here's the scan for that right there. There's that piece. All right, so let me show you this. So I just opened up that 60 through 63, pulled the circle off the mat, my oval. I pulled my oval off the mat, highlighted the entire mat and hit delete, and then brought this back. And those X's are made up of 1/4 inch by 2 inch pieces of, Lori wants you to use bias tape. She uses a bias tape maker. It's not on the bias, but anyway. So how I made that was I just come over here to basic, which is basic shapes. I don't know why it doesn't say basic shapes. And I grabbed a rectangle and pulled it over. Okay. And then you just come up to the properties. And that's right here, that little piece of paper with the lines. You just click that, uncheck the maintain aspect ratio. And I'm going to make it 0.25 by 2.0 and hit enter. And that's it. So that's how I get that. Okay. You need this in order to be able to make the X's and whatnot. Now, and then I'm going to delete this. Okay. So now I've got these. These are the only two pieces that are in this block. Very, very simple to do. And then we've got to make multiples, and that's it. So let's see. You're getting ready to end your wall hanging. Is it better to use Kimberbell clear blue tiles or dime? Oh, so the dime target paper you would use, like if you're using Designs by Juju, or the clear blue tiles, they're kind of nested together. Okay. My friend, that is completely up to you. If it were me, okay, if it were me, I would use Design by Juju's end-to-end quilting, only because if you've got a really, really large hoop, you can cover more space. It's all about the amount of passes, all right? Unless you've got the expansion kit for clear blue tiles. But even then, I think the largest, is it a 10 by 16 or a 9 by 14? I can't remember. So do I have a video on how to make the jelly roll quilt? Carol, that's a pattern designed by Missouri Star. Jenny Doan has a video on how to do it. Yeah, look up, just go into YouTube's search box and do jelly roll race quilt, and Jenny Doan, her pretty face will pop right up. Okay. The name for that kind of sack. Yeah, Gunny sack. I used to have a Gunny Sacks dress back in the early 90s, and that was SAX. So it has a 10 by 16 now. Okay. Yeah. So whatever you want. The clear blue tiles are going to be very densely quilted. Just be aware of that. You can get a more open loopy quilt if you use Designs by Juju. It is personal preference, my friend. Okay. If the clear blue tiles has a 10 by 16, then it's going to be the same amount of passes. So I personally would use Designs by Juju only because, to me, the super dense quilting of the clear blue tiles will take away from the designs that are in the applique. That's just me. So, so Becca has one as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it is completely up to you guys, whatever you want to do. All right. So let's get back. All I did was just hit this great big download button right here. I renamed it Gunny Sack and I hit download. And then it wants to know, how do you want to download it? First thing I did was download it to the PC. Okay, there it popped up in my downloads folder, and then download to the scan and cut. Okay, it's a scan and cut transfer is ready. And that's it. That's how simple that was. Now I've got to build the design. Okay, let me turn my machine on. So, oh, that's awesome, Sally. Yeah, she said you got a scan and cut with your Luminaire 5 years ago, and you're just now getting to it. Y'all, this changes your this Snapplique changes your world. It digitizes the applique process, and that sounds really scary, but once it clicks, and one day you'll be like, I just got to watch this step by step, and I got to do it and step by step, and then one day it's just going to go click, and you're going to be like, oh, and it's amazing. Okay, so does scan and cut have to be on? That's a great question, Midge. Does the scan and cut have to be on to do the transfer from Canvas? No, ma'am, it does not. The technology behind that, they call it a data pocket. Brother has that term of it's a temporary data pocket. That's why there is a pocket on Brother machines. I think Baby Lock 2 has the pocket as well. Let me turn this one on. So that temporary data pocket actually is still on the Canvas cloud. It's just data. It's in a transition state, waiting for the machine to reach out and touch it and bring it down. So that is not true when you send a design wirelessly from Embroidered to a wireless machine. Not only does it have to be on, like I just turned this one on, you also have to touch that OK button the first time and let it go through its sequencing, its initial sequencing. Then you can. Okay. Have I done end-to-end right over my applique? Yes, Kathy. And it looks fine. You certainly can. And it looks fine. The thing about this one, though, it'd be your thread color. That'd be the thread color. Yeah. It depends totally on the applique. I saw a couple of quilts. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? Y'all don't go anywhere. Hold on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I got a problem, y'all. Hold on a minute. I got issues. Uh-oh. Technology. I know you can hear me. Hold on a second. I'm not stressing, y'all. This just happens. Not a big deal. Okay. Let me see if this will let me. Turn this back on. I've got chip issues. Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Hold on. I don't want to leave you guys in the dark like that. Just a second. Let me. There we go. Okay. There. Now I'm on my camera that's on my laptop. These things happen. I know, you guys. But let me troubleshoot this now. So I can still see your questions. You can't use your scan and cut for paper anymore. Oh, yeah. So when you resticky your mat, yeah, she's talking about using that zig glue. That happens. They reach end of life. They do. So Let me see here. I'm going to do a recover the data. I'm going to tell it, okay, execute, recovery may or may not work. Fine, fine, fine. I can't even put in a different chip and have it go through and do its things. So it says I have 4 hours and 18 minutes left, but I don't trust it. Okay. Let me turn this off. I don't know what happened, you guys. Sometimes these chips get old too. Hold on here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, don't forget a thumbs up when my camera goes black. It makes me feel better, you guys. It's always something. Let me put that in. Let me see how we got on this one. See, the camera quality is not as good. And I can't point my laptop. What do I have? 4.5 hours. And I'm going to tell it record. There we go. All right. All right. Betsy's got a question here. You watch my red, white, and bloom videos, and I cut the fabric down and paper on. Do I have a preference? Can all mats be used? That's a great question, Betty. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to switch cameras and go back to the good one. Just a minute. Okay, there we go. So how you cut your fabric is completely dependent on the stickiness of the mat. Okay, it does not matter. It will cut both ways. It's all about getting it off the mat with the heat and bond light intact on the back of the fabric and not left on your mat. If you have a brand new sticky mat, I recommend fabric side down, paper up. Leave the paper on. You don't have to, but I do. Okay. If you don't have a brand new sticky mat like me, my mats are years old. Okay. So I don't have to worry about the heat and bond coming off on the mat. So that's the only reason you have fabric side down, is because it's so sticky. I mean, it's probably so sticky that when you go to pull it up with your little spatula, the edges are going to fray and you're going to get fraying and whatnot. To solve that, you take a cotton t-shirt, a clean t-shirt, and wad it and do a pounce on the mat and get some. I remember we used Candace's back on the cruise, brand new mat. I was like, Candace, turn around. We slapped that mat up there and pounced it on her back because she was wearing a t-shirt. So you want to get that, it needs a little peach fuzz on there just to keep that fabric from just completely sticking. Okay. Yeah. Now, when you've got older mats like mine that require help, okay, mine had to be zigged, which is this blue glue. It dries clear. This is in my Amazon store. Okay. I love how this sticks. It's better than brand new mat. I love it. It's just fantastic, but it doesn't last forever. Right. And so I need to zig it again, or after I clean it real well, or I can use some KK2000. This is my preferred spray adhesive. It doesn't have any fumes and it doesn't have overspray. So this is nice. It's by Sulky, KK2000. Or I'll use tape, whether it's medical tape or Scotch tape, something. Okay. So when you send a Kimberbell design from your Stellair to the Scan and Cut, do you still need to enlarge the pieces on the Scan and Cut? I would think not. No, I don't think so. The only time you need to enlarge a Kimberbell or Sweet Pea for that matter, right? Don't use their SVGs. I'm just going to tell you that right off. For Kimberbell and Sweet Pea, do not use their SVGs. It's very confusing. They're not big enough, and you need to enlarge them. By how much? Usually 2 clicks, sometimes 3. And you go through a testing thing. Just don't use their SVGs at all. I don't know why they don't fit, but they don't fit. They just don't fit. They never have. So for Kimberbell, where is Frito? I don't know. She got stung by a red wasp last night. Oh, it was terrible. She felt so bad. She was fine this morning, but she didn't feel good last night. So Kimberbell and Sweet Pea SVG files just don't fit. So 2 ways you can fix that. You can make your own SVG files in Brilliance. Okay. What time are we on of this? 25:02. I'm going to put a card. You can put your own SVG files in Brilliance. Okay. Or you make those and you're using the placement line to create the SVG file. And then you can send that, wirelessly or by USB or whatever over to the Scan and Cut. So because you're creating the cut file, the SVG file from the placement line, it's going to fit. And that's the same thing that she's talking about. She asked her question was, if I send it from the Stellaire via my connection to the Scan and Cut, do I still need to enlarge it? I would say no, because you're using the placement line to make the cut file. It's the exact same thing as if you're doing it in Brilliance. It's the exact same thing. Okay. Okay. What did you say? You just made a Sweet Pea Santa table runner and you had to enlarge them. Yes. Sharon, on Sweet Pea's website, and y'all, whether it's SVG or FCM, it doesn't matter. On their website, when you look at the page and you scroll down, there's a big box that says disclaimer, and you have to click that. You go to another page and it'll tell you these may not fit. They're straight up with it. They tell you about that. Yeah. So if you are creating the cut file from the placement line of the embroidery design, it's going to fit. It's going to cut fine and it's going to fit. Okay. That's fine. Just, it's the ones that are pre-made for you. I'm like, why even make them if you're going to, I guess, if they're not going to fit, why make that? I don't understand how they make them and they don't fit. If they made them from the placement line, they'd fit. To me, I don't know. So you did snapplique. You cut a few pieces to test. Awesome. Yeah, great for you, Debbie. Awesome. Okay. So let's get that piece cut, shall we? Those. Now I went ahead for the crosses on the gunny sack for the X's. I put some heat and bond light on the back of some red fabric. Okay. And I didn't cut them into the 2-inch pieces yet, but at least I can iron them on. So, yep. You haven't seen me enlarge the ones from placement lines. No, Betsy, because you don't have to. Don't fiddle with the placement line. The ones that the placement line is a pattern. It's just a plain pattern. Don't fiddle with that one. The only ones that need to be enlarged are the ones that the company sends you on a CD or a download or something like that. You don't need, if you make it from a placement line, don't enlarge it. It'll be too big. So let's see. Do I have a video that goes step by step on snapplique without questions interrupting? Yes, it's the ghost video, Peggy. We just are making the Happy Halloween quilt. I have an entire series on it, but the ghost video is about an hour long. Okay. And it goes step by baby step using the Scan and Cut and then in Brilliance and then stitch out. So you can watch the whole thing and there won't be any questions. Okay. And you can stop it and just learn step by step. And you can watch the same thing over and over. So it's the ghost, I have a whole playlist on that Happy Halloween. Oh, yeah, whatever program they're using. So let me turn this on. So see, I did send it down from the canvas. There we go. And let me get my mat out here. Now, I'm not going to cut the little red ones. I'm just going to cut the brown one. Y'all, I don't have a pattern for my cabinet. You can go on my blog, powertoolswiththread.com, and in the search box, type in the word cabinet, and a blog post will come up with the measurements for how this was made. but I don't have a pattern. There's no schematics or anything like that. People email me all the time. Okay. There's no sticky on this mat whatsoever. It needs to be restuck with some zig. So see, no overspray. Very nice. Now I still have my rotary blade in here. I'm loving that thing. Although it does take a long time to cut, but that's okay. Put this down. Let's see, load my mat. Let's touch the screen and get her started. Hello, good morning. Okay to retrieve and resume previous memory. No, thank you. I hit cancel. Load my mat. Let's see. Where can you buy the rotary blade? I've got them in my Amazon store, I think. You can get them on Amazon, or you can get them at a dealer, wherever you want. Let's get in here. See what we got here. All right. So here we are at the scan and cut. All right. So we have pattern and scan. These are patterns that were in the machine when you bought it. And I don't want one of those. I want to retrieve data. Got the retrieve data button. I'm going to get it from, where are you going to get it from? Inside the machine, from the cloud. That's the canvas. There's that temporary data pocket. Okay. A USB, and you might be cabled to your computer. So I'm going to get it from the cloud. And there it is. Now I don't need to cut the little X piece. I don't need to cut that. Okay. So all I'm going to do is tap it. And I'm going to go to edit and trash it and tell it okay. All right. So there it is. And it looks like I'm on a 24-inch mat. So I'm going to tell it okay and back out of this menu. And I want to go to the wrench. And my cut area is 12 by 24. I'm going to change it to 12 by 12. And tell it okay. And okay. Now, here's the scan the mat button. So I'm going to touch that and start. And it's going to pull the mat in and take a picture of what it sees. Crash. All right. And this is why I love my scan and cut, because I can tell that that's going to not work, right? So you just grab it and move it over. Put it where it needs to go. Perfect. Tell it okay. Please select, cut, and start. There we go. Now you don't have to have a Brother embroidery machine to use this. You don't have to have a Brother embroidery machine for this process at all. Oh, we're done. Hooray. Okay. You got to love that, you guys. Oh, my goodness. You got to love that. I couldn't have done. I'd still be here fiddling with a pair of scissors. Get this up. Kind of scrape it like a pizza pan so it doesn't stretch. There we go. Awesome. Tell it okay. Eject my mat. And we're done with the scan and cut. Perfect. That was easy, huh? That was easy. What's the strap I have on the pointy thing? Well, Len, one of my viewers made this for me. So this little blue thing is called a Hug Your Stylus. Okay. I've shown this to you guys before. This is from, I have the card back here. You can call them. JMS3dprinting.com. I think they sell you 2 of them. Okay. You can stop the video right here and get that. It's Eileen and her husband, Jim. And they send it to you with a little key ring thingy on it. And then this is just a measuring tape strip that she made. Glory made these for me. I don't know where she got that. Michael's, Hobby Lobby. It's plastic. So you lost your pointy thing? Aw, Candace. Yeah, the pointy thing's called a stylus. Yep. But it's nice because it keeps you from losing your pointy thing. Fingers work too, Candace. I know. Alrighty, so that's good. I got that done. Now let me show you guys how I built. Come here. I need my mouse. Let me show you guys how I built that design. Put this card back because you guys always ask. Let me make sure I got that. You know, you're welcome, Lynn. Let's see. The rotary blade. Let's see. Oh, nice. Look at that. I didn't know you could do that. Let me see. Very cool, Carol. Nice. I like that. I never thought about a colored stylus. That's very cool. I'll have to look for those. Okay, so let's open up Embroidered. Shall we? Let me share my screen with you guys. Every time I say Brother Canvas, I feel like we're in church. Really? It's a religion. All right, let's go to Embroidered and take a look. There's my birds from yesterday. All right, let's get rid of these. What do I got over here? Yep. Okay. So I'll just go to a new one, this new button right up here. This is just like Microsoft Office, you guys. You hit the new button and you get a new screen. Okay. I need to bring in that download from Canvas. Okay. And, oh, I get it. Like brother, an elder in a church. I'm tracking now. Yeah. I'm slow, but I get it. Okay. So if you have Stitch Artist 2 or 3, you'll see the vector button right here. And that's what you need to be able to pull that in. It's in my downloads and there's my gunny sack. I'm going to tell it open. So here's my little piece for that. When you click them and you're in Stitch Artist, you can get a green box on it that your hand will pick it up and move it. Now, I wanted this to be a perfect X, okay? And this was built in Canvas so that it's perfectly horizontal. So I'm going to jump out of Stitch Artist by clicking on the button again. And I'm going to, here's the rotate buttons, rotate left, rotate right. Here's a %. And I'm going to put 45 in there and hit enter. And that turns that to 45. All right. Now I want to right click, copy, right click, paste. It pasted right on top of itself and it's in white so you can't see it. So now I'm going to come up here to this flip horizontal box. There it is. So there's one. Okay. You can see over here in the objects panel. There's my oval. There's the first one. There's the second one. So then I just hold down the control key and click both of these and right click, copy, right click, paste. And there they are. And it pasted right on top of itself. So you click off, you got to deselect and then reselect. And then I can use my arrow keys and move them over. All right. And I only moved using my arrow key. I tell you what I want to do. Let me click the oval. Let me hide that hoop. Hold on a minute. Let me choose another hoop. That's the hoop for the, let's just use, what's that? The 9x14, that's the one I have. Let me go apply. Okay. So it has, I want to make sure that the oval is centered in the hoop. There we go. Now I know the oval's center. And let me take this one right here. Okay. And I want to center that in the hoop as well. My oval needs to turn. I'm going to rotate left. Okay. And now let me have this one. And I'm going to use my arrow keys to center in the hoop. All right. So I know that it's on the same horizontal. And I'm going to use my arrow keys and move it over. Now what I did was I got them so that their points just touch like that. And then I did 10 taps of the arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. Okay. And then this one, this is a precise placement. So I want to right click and copy, right click and paste. There's that the third one. Highlight this and this and move it over. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That's how I built it. Just like that. It's exactly what I did. And then I went through the process of, once I turned it into an embroidery design, then I rearranged the stitch order so that it stitched like all three of these at the same time, as I started to say when y'all were teasing me about not having any sound. Okay. So that's a quick, simple way. Once you get to playing with this, it'll get easier and easier. You guys, to me, playing with Embrilliance is very, very much like playing with, what do you call it? PowerPoint. If you ever had to make PowerPoint slides in your life. Okay, so let me show you that stitch I was telling y'all about. So doesn't Embrilliance have a distribute feature? It does, Lynn. It does. Yep. So it'll distribute evenly, you know, make sure everything is across, right? But old school, I like to teach old school methods. It's just a way. How did I get my arrow keys to move so fast? Yours move slow. Linda, that's your computer. Your computer's got too much stuff. Your computer's processing power is a little slow. If you have a lot of stuff on your desktop, on your screen, as soon as you open it up, get it off. Get it off your screen. That will slow your computer down more. And I know a lot of you save it to desktop and you save it in folders on your desktop. Don't do that. That's slow. That is stuff that is using a lot of memory so that when you click on it, it can be pulled up very fast. That is not designed to be your storage space. Your storage space needs to be in my documents. Okay. 9 times out of 10, that's the reason that people have slow, because they've saved everything to their desktop so they can find it. Yeah. All right. So I want to show you that stitch. I'm going to go into Stitch Artist. All right. And there is on the draw menu, here's the circle. I'm going to click that. And if you hold down the shift key, it'll be a perfect circle. But if you don't hold down the shift key, you can make an oval. So I'm just going to start somewhere in here and I'm just going to draw. I'm going to draw an oval-ish. Okay. And then you can move it to where you wanted it. This is kind of what I did. Well, you know what? This might be even better. Let me delete. This just occurred to me. Let me click this one because this is still a line. Let me right click and copy. Right click and paste. All right. And now I want to make it a little bit smaller like this. Now it'll fit. Perfect. And I can look at the handles and get those exactly right. Top, bottom, side to side. There. That is pretty close. Yeah. Pretty close. I'm going to leave mine the way it is because it's already an embroidery design. But this is what you can do. Now on this second one here, I got to tell it what I want it to do with the line. And what I did was I came up to this straight stitch button right up here where it says stitch. This is a stitch type. This is a property. This is how you tell it. This is what I want you to do. Okay, so here I'm drawing it, and here I'm telling it what I want it to do. I want this to be a straight stitch. Well, what kind of straight stitch? And that's where you can come over here to the properties box. I don't think you're going to be able to see this, but if I click the down arrow, it says single right now, and I get double, bean, chain, back stitch, stem, sashiko. And there's my sashiko stitch. And the default is 3.5 millimeters, and that turned out to be the one that I like the best anyway. Let me move this so you can see what it looks like. There's your sashiko stitch. It's just a back and forth triple stitch, but that'll work. That'll work. It's not a true sashiko. Embroidery machines can't do that, but they get close. So that's how I did that. Yep. Cool, huh? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Is there a printable list somewhere of the keyboard shortcuts that I'm always using? So you can Google keyboard shortcuts, Embrilliance keyboard shortcuts. There is a list of them. Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. Do I have any videos on how to do edge to edge with embroidery? Of course I do. Of course I do. You guys that are new, I started doing this format of a live every morning because of physical issues with mousing so much. I have over 800 videos, almost 900, but 800 videos on YouTube that are just straight tutorials. So if you go into YouTube's search engine and or I'll do you one better. I'll show you this. There's my Frito. There she is. They were looking for you, baby girl. Yeah, they were looking for you. Did Daddy give you some bread? What are you doing? Good morning. Oh, she's a sweet girl. You want your goldfish? Yeah, you want your goldfish? That's a girl. Oh, there you go. Sweet girl. Oh, goodness. Sweet girl. Such a good dog. There's Frito. Sweet girl. Yeah. So I will show you too. I'm assuming you're talking like an edge to edge design from Designs by Juju, right? She's got the most of them out there. Let me I'll show you the easiest way to find this video. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me stop sharing that. And she got a boo-boo sting. Yeah, she did. She got a bee sting. She's fine though. So let's go here. I just love Julie's new site. This is so pretty. So let's see. Where is the search? Let me click over here. There's the search. And actually, I think she has them just on the, let me tell it, accept. It's wanting me to sign in. So quilting, it says half off. Okay. So let's click on the quilting designs, end-to-end quilting embroidery designs. So you can choose any one of these. Let's choose the lemons. All right. I'm going to pick on the lemons. Click on that. And when you scroll down, all the way down. No, that's not it. Let's see here. There's the add to cart. View size and stitch count. Is it on that? Maybe I didn't click the right button. Hold on a second. I clicked on the picture. I think if you click the words, right? Yeah. I'm going to have to ask her. It used to be on every single one of these. My video was there, and it's not now on the new site. I'm going to have to ask her about that. That's strange. Okay. That's really strange. So, no, I don't want to do that. On my channel, you can find them. Yeah. Am I going to go? am I going to do the go sew something? That was actually done on the cruise, the last cruise that we did. So can I show how I finished this design in Embrilliance? Oh, sure. Yeah. Betsy, it's the same thing I do all the time. Yeah. No, you don't have to purchase it first. You don't have to. Okay. So all I did with this was just file, save as stitch and working. And I save them in my downloads, not on my desktop. And I'm just going to call it Gunny Sack. And it's defaulting to the FCM, which is a cut file. I don't want that. I want it to be a PES design and just choose save. Oh, I didn't, yeah, Control A to select all and then do the applique stitch right here. Okay. And it's the blanket stitch, and I have stitch length of 2 and a stitch width of 2.5. And you can make these a little smaller because these are tiny. You can just highlight those and make them like 2.0. Okay. And that one I wanted to be Sashiko. I forgot. Nope. Wrong one. Wrong one. Got them turned around, don't I? That's the one that was going to be Sashiko. Yep. These are stitching in the wrong order. There we go. So it's going to stitch that one, then this one. Okay. Oh, there's my select tool. Why not Control A to select all? I want to make sure I don't have any broken graphics. Let me get back into Stitch Artist. So I'm going to go to Create Outline and Reconstruct Outline just to make sure we don't have broken graphics. And then, so I've been sitting here talking to you guys, right? Oh, it's in the product details. I knew it was there. I just couldn't see that. Anyway, you found it. Yeah. Product details. My video is there. So I want to get this stitched, right? My bobbin's about out. It did take me a minute to go through and get this so that the, so I've already got the Gunny sack, the fabric, the block is made, and I did mark center. It's a little lower than center because I've got it down a little bit. I wanted to make sure I could get that stitched across the top, that green part. So, okay, yeah. All right, I will go into product details and show you guys where to find the videos. Let's see here. And there's a video in there for whether you have, whether you have a fancy machine or not. So I show how to do it with a camera or if your machine does not have a camera. All right, let's go back to our lemons. And it's in product details, they're telling me. See, I just instant download, add to cart. Oh, there it is right there. I didn't see that. So if you click the plus sign right here, every single one of these, there's my video. That's me right there. And you can click this and it will show you exactly how to do it step by step. There's also a part 2 to that for those of you that are over ambitious and want to do it on large quilts. There's tips in there about how to get alignment right on the really large quilts. Okay. So every single one of Designs by Juju's end-to-end quilting designs has my video on there showing you how to do that. So yeah. All right. So let's get this thing going. Like I said, I have it on. I want to pull up the design and show you guys what the design is going to look like when it stitches. I need to pull it into Embroidered to give you a good look at that. Let me get a new one so that you can see it. And it's the PES Gunny Sack. Okay. I love to use the Embroidered. Let me stop sharing Jujus. I love to use the Embroidered to inspect a design before I stitch it. So let me show you what this looks like. I'll show you what I did. So it's nice and clean. All right. So that's what my final design looks like. If I click the remove hidden stitches button, you can't see it here, but they do go away. They're underneath. Okay. They do go away. But we're going to get, this is a placement line. It highlighted in this tan right here. Placement line, tack down. I made it a little zigzag. I thought that would look cute, and a wide zigzag. There's my sashiko stitch. First X. Oh, that's not right. Huh. That's not right. That's not right at all. Because I wanted it to do placement for this, placement for this, placement for this, all at the same time. So I just had to remove the hoop one time. That's not the right design. Maybe it's this one? No. I'm going to have to play with that and see what's going on there. Because that's not the right design. And so I'm not going to stitch it today. But I did show you how I built it. My working file. Is the working file right? Yes, the working file is right. I just need to save it. All right. I want to see if you guys can see that. I think so. Okay. Let me double check. Now, how do I know that it's the working file? Because it says .fcm right up here in the top, right there. See that says .fcm? That means that's a working file. Okay. But the way I've got it set, so it does placement line under the zigzag. Is that right? There's my sashiko. I don't have that. Nope, that's not right either. Now I got to fiddle with this, you guys. Sorry about that. I had it right over on that computer. But our time is up anyway. So that is how I did that. It's hard when I'm talking through it. And believe it or not, once you get this, you just click, 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 and it's over and done with. You're pretty quick. But is this the design I just did or the designed earlier? I don't know. Now I'm confused. So the parts with the X all need to be going in the same direction. Yeah. Right, Patty, that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. So the idea was to put down this way, placement, placement, placement in one go, right? And then I'll iron on those parts of the fabric, and then it'll do tack down, tack down, tack down. And then it'll do placement, 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 iron it on, tack down, tack down, tack down. That's what I had. It's only 4 stitches. That's the thing. That's what I was after. And I think I grabbed the wrong one and put it on the USB. I'm working on 2 separate computers, you guys. So anyway, I will reorder. I don't need to. Yeah, I spent time yesterday, Allison, reordering the pieces. It's tedious and it takes a minute. I'm not going to bore you to death with that. So, all right, you guys, that's it. We had a little scan and cut lesson today and answered some questions about scan and cut and mats and whatnot. And so yeah, it's a walk away, get a snack and come back kind of thing. So anyway, yeah. So, and I showed you where you can find a video for end-to-end quilting step by step, and it will take you through it. And it's a wonderful video. It's a couple years old. So anyway, alrighty, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to find the right design. I need to get my target paper on here. I didn't do that. And since it's clear, this is cool. See how it's kind of clear? I can put it exactly, if I wanted to, right on and see where this is going to go. This is neat. First time I've used this target paper. Yeah. Now I want to play with this. This is big. Oh, this is too big. This isn't going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Look at that. Yeah, that's too big. Maybe I didn't make my background fabric the right size. Look at that. Not that it matters. I can always cut it down. Test. There are those who test and those who wish they did. So essentially, yeah, that clear target paper Bernadette is that's the new kind from Designs and Machine Embroidery. It has a different package and everything. Yeah, the old one has like the red spider web looking thing on it. It has a new package. I don't know where it went. Let me see. Oh, it's right here. So I always say there are those who test and those who wish they did. And that's essentially what you're doing with that print and stick target paper. They say audition the embroidery. So this is the new one. And it has some flowers and leaves on it. Okay. It's just a new, they don't make the old kind anymore. So, and you get free software to print your own templates, which is nice. So you can you can download the tool shed. Brilliance Express, which is free, also prints. So if you just need it for printing, you can just get Brilliance Express and get familiar with that. So yeah, I could do a vertical. But anyway, it's fine. I'll go in and I'll resize everything and it'll work out fine and look perfect. That's why you do that, right? All right, you guys, have a great day. I will see you in the morning. We'll talk to you soon. Go sew something. Bye.